Hey team, Master Schiele here. Today I want to talk about how to come back from an injury stronger than ever. If you've not yet, please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, all that great stuff. It'll keep me sending this information to you. Let's get started. So the whole motivation behind this video is I went through a severe injury. Years ago, I broke my ankle, and it wasn't just a small break. It actually took about 13 screws, 2 plates, wire, everything to actually bring my ankle back together again. It was hanging, it was loose, it was nasty. I was thinking about actually posting a picture of it, like the x-ray, but I think it's not appropriate because it just looked that bad. But anyways, this is the motivation behind that. Now, what also happened is, ironically, the day that I broke my ankle was the day I was going to start training to get back into the ring, to get back into the tournament circuits, and it was the day of. And how ironic it is, right? So I was really getting that mental state, getting ready, and that is the morning that I broke my ankle. And it is what it is, right? But I wanted to kind of give you guys some things that I wish I knew and some things that I really thought would help you if you are currently going through that situation, or God forbid you ever do have that situation. This video is for you. So a couple tips. The first thing that I wish I knew when I broke my ankle is to do what I could do. All right. So when I first broke it, I was completely bedridden. I mean, the ankle was swollen. It was horrible pain I was going through. But there could have been some things that I could have done. So for example, let's pretend that you broke your arm. Okay. Do you still have your legs? Yes. Maybe that is the time to go through walking, right? Maybe really saying, hey, I can't really use my arm right now. It's not working, but let me work on that. In martial arts, sometimes when somebody has an injury that's not too severe, we say, hey, do what you can in the class, and then we can adjust around that. So the first tip is really do what you can in those moments. And if you treat it that way, I think that's going to really help you. This way you say, hey, I have something, but I'm going to work around that. Legs not working, use your arms. Arms not working, use your legs. Arms and legs aren't moving, use that core. Do something to stay active. Something is better than nothing. And I want you to remember that, all right? So that is the first tip that I wish I knew. Second tip, eat as clean and as healthy as possible. Now, this is something that I'm embarrassed to talk about, but I'm going to be very honest with it. When I was in so much pain, the only thing I had to look forward to was food, right? And the thing with that is, you take the joy from whatever is around you, right? And I wasn't able to work out, which is one of my passions, and I kind of turned to the food, and that was a bad thing, and I wish I never did it, but again, I want you to learn through my mistakes. So the food is not something that's going to help. Now, in the moment, I'll be honest, I think it was helping me. It was great to eat, good food and, to really eat that junk food. But the problem with that was I paid for it later down the road. And I think it actually prevented me from getting back to the shape I could have even faster. So watch what you eat. If you're eating healthy right now and you have an injury, continue to eat healthy. Don't fall into that trap. Don't fall in the trap of, hey, it feels better to eat bad food. Don't do that. It is not worth it. Trust me. When you heal, everything's better. You're going to regret doing that. I know in the moment, it feels good. Do not do it. Eat clean, eat healthy. You will thank yourself later. All right? So that is my second tip. Third tip, okay, ready? Don't get inside your own head. All right? When you have an injury and you're living in that moment, don't get inside your own head. That is something that I did, and I really, here's the truth. I could not walk. It was almost, I had to teach myself how to walk again. And how humbling of an experience that was, because when that happened, right before that, I was flying over people. I could jump over people, no problem. I could do anything. And now I couldn't walk. And that was such a humbling experience for me. And to be honest, it got in my head. It got in my head to the point where I thought, wow, what am I doing? I can't do this anymore. I can't do any of this anymore. Don't let that happen, okay? We all have bad days. You have to ride the storm. When you ride the storm and you push yourself through it, there's always sunshine at that end of the storm, but you have to push through. Negative thoughts might consume you at points. Don't allow that to happen. Just keep pushing through, okay? And if you look at it that way, that's gonna be the key to success. Not stop, not get inside your own head. And that is something I was doing. I got in my head. And if you get in your own head, trust me, it's gonna be very hard to get out of it. So if negative thoughts happen, here's what you do. Look at the things that you're grateful for. And that's something that would help. So if you couldn't, for example, for me, I couldn't walk. Well, I have my hands. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that I am able to get up, and I have one functioning leg and one leg that's not, but you know what? I have one functioning leg, so I am able to move around, right? So, there's things you have to look at what you're grateful for to get yourself out of that state of mind. So tip number 3 again, team, is don't get inside your own head. Number 4, and this one, of course, could be challenging, especially if you're going through this yourself, but pain is temporary. Glory is forever, okay? Pain is temporary. When I had the pain, every part of my focus went to that. I couldn't move. It just went right to that pain, right? And it went on for years. If I'm being honest, it was years before I literally could get up and not be in pain again. But the pain eventually did go away. And when you're in those moments, you don't think that pain is ever gonna leave, but it will. You just have to believe, and you have to trust the process. When I had the surgeon, he was talking to me. He said, it's going to be years before you're there. And he also told me I'd always feel it. But the truth is, I got past that. And I'm very grateful to be past that. And that's why I'm also making this video now. So pain is temporary. Don't let that consume you. Don't think you're going to be in pain for the rest of your life. That is not true. You have to be hopeful. You have to be promising to yourself that it's going to go away eventually. And don't let that affect you. I know it's hard, but you're going to get past it. All right? I did. You will too. Here's my last tip for you. So this is a big one. When you're healing, when you're in the process of healing, no matter what it is, don't make huge life-changing decisions, okay? Don't make anything such a life-changing decision that it could have a negative effect down the road. I made that mistake, and I hope you don't do that as well, all right? So we won't talk about my mistakes, but here's what it is. If you find yourself in the healing stage, your mind goes through a lot of things, right? And what happens is you have to look at what are you gonna do after you are 100% back to being yourself, and then even stronger than that because you made it through that injury. So don't look at it from where you are now. Look at it from a point where you are, hey, I'm flying high, I feel successful, I feel great. That's where you have to look at it from. Now, again, that goes back to not getting inside your own head. Here's what you do. Don't make big decisions, all right? Make positive small decisions. Those are good, right? I'm gonna eat healthy. I'm gonna focus on what I can in that moment. But don't do a whole life-changing thing, because I think you might regret that when you're in that state of mind, especially if you look back. So those are my tips for you. A couple bonus ones if you're a martial artist. If you are a martial artist and you have an injury, don't stop coming to class, all right? If you're an athlete, don't stop going to the place that you enjoy being at. So for my students, what I always say is when you have an injury, I'm sorry you have that, I want you to be in the lobby, watching class and getting the energy from that class. The key with that is you're not falling back. You're doing what you can. Remember, it's okay to fall. We all fall sometimes, but it's how we fall. We want to make sure we fall forwards, not backwards. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in our next one. Take care.